Hey, it's once again Mr. Nintendo, so great way living our MannyTendoWolverine. You guys invest in our channel on Twitter, Instagram, Odyssey, Rumble, and any social media platforms that you guys can think of. So, anyways, my friends, oh lordy, freaking lordy, my freaking god! Yesterday was pretty cataclysmic. Pretty much almost the end of the world. I knew anybody who uses Facebook, WhatsApp app, or once a month. It's not my whole world; it's half my world. So I was a little nervous, but not completely devastated by it. Instagram. That's all I say on top of Twitter, Instagram, by everybody and be shooting all that shit. But anyways, my freaking friends. The other day was insane. Usually I don't really do this as like technology news, but it's more like internet sort of online news. I guess I could put it in that category. This comes from Richard Lawlor and Alex Heath from The Verge. It was another one from Distractify, but it's too long. That thing's way extra longer than The Verge, and The Verge doesn't really give me too many problems, thank God. So it says on Facebook itself, back online after a massive outage that took out Instagram, WhatsApp app, Messenger, and Oculus. This is from the other day. I had a little bit of trouble using my Instagram, which sucked. And it says, oh, very huge errors occurred. Please reconnect to your online freaking, what the hell is it called? Online, like, freaking landline system or whatever it was. Your tower. I think that's how you call it, the tower. Please reconnect to your online tower, your local internet ISP service provider. It kept giving me that freaking error fucking question every time, which that really sucked, honestly. I was a little heartbroken when I saw that, honestly. So, yeah, without further ado, let's begin. This from Alice Castro from The Verge. I got a credit to some too. So it says, just as Facebook. And I have Resident Evil 4 news. Oh god, they censored shit the living crap out of the VR from. Funny because it's from Oculus Rift VR that Facebook freaking owns. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play that. It says I have some OG nostalgia feels for Resident Evil and Capcom. Capcom, man, Bandai Namco. Badass Japanese, Asian anime and video game companies. They're just fucking up so bad, bro. What are they doing to my childhood, my teen years, man? I really am gonna have to go out to this world next year, 2022. I might even do video game industry news anymore. They keep doing this shit. Is this pissing me off worse than a racehorse? Well, let's move on. Just this Facebook Antigo, hopefully I'm saying that right. Antigo Davis, not Antigon Davis, was live on CNBC defending over the whistleblower's accusations. Its handling as research suggests that Instagram is harmful to kids and teens, unfortunately. The entire network services suddenly went off. The outage started just before noon ET and took nearly 6 hours before it was resolved. You listen to Resident Evil Village music in the background. Gotta be big up to Capcom for that. So before it was resolved. And also goes on to say, this is the worst Facebook outage since 2019. It took its site up for more than 24 hours and downtime hit the hardest on small businesses, creators who rely on these services for their income. And I ain't gonna get into the whole Democrat, Republican, like fucking politics side of that shit. You guys could read that on your own, because that bores the living out of me. Number one. Number two, you already know I am. I'm completely negative A-N-T-I-GOVR. I mean, I gotta do a better way to censor myself like that, which really fucking sucks. I'm completely against mind control, brainwashing, social engineering, controlled opposition. That's probably what I'll say from now on from government. Also them. So it says, I would never want to know any of these people in real life. So me personally, like I always say, not all of them. There's probably a small handful of them that are actually evangelical Christians. But, you know, I'm just saying, man. Most of the politics, they worship a lot of the Baphomet and Beelzebub. Evil satanic statues. In my personal opinion, that's what they do. So let's move on. So it says, the outage just started before noon in ET and took near 6 hours. Well, this is the worst fit. I already read this. Facebook is an explanation for many outages on Monday evening. Said it would be due to a configuration issue on Tuesday afternoon. Facebook engineers offer detail more on its company than it did in the Outback. Okay, that's unfortunate. And also goes on to say, Facebook engineers often more in detail explaining that the company's backbone connection between data centers shut down during the routine maintenance, which caused the DNS servers to go offline. These two factors combined, making it a problem more difficult to fix. and they helped explain why they were off online for so long. And it also goes on to say that I just really hope I don't have to read too much of it. So it says, what is BPG and how might it be help kick Facebook off the internet? Went offline and got shut down for 6.5 hours. Scary. Add 2 more sixes to that, max 666. But my personal says Instagram.com was flashing 5x servers. Yeah, that's the one I saw. Servers error message. It was really fucking bad. And I might have to keep it down a little bit. I might need to put in the background, so there's that. Because while Facebook site nearly told us something went wrong. Of course it went wrong, I'm not surprised. So it also goes on to say, when Facebook site nearly told us something went wrong, the problem also affected virtual reality arms. Oculus Rift. Oculus users could load local games that already have been installed and the browser works, but social features installing and new games didn't. After failing all the tests on Monday, a test of the ISP, Internet Service Provider, or DNS, Digital Network Services. If any of you guys don't know, sometimes I do know a little bit about this. I'm kind of a geek nerd when it comes to that sort of thing. So this is Facebook.com at 5:30 p.m. ET. A few minutes later, we were able to start using Facebook on the server normally. However, it may have taken time for the DNS fixes to searches to reach everyone, which I'm not surprised that they did. No, okay. This is where it starts getting all this bullshit freaking crap when it goes politics and all that. I'm going to skip that part, so let's move on. It also goes on to say on Twitter, Facebook. Okay. Facebook, Monday, testing IPSD DNSseeker.org showed that most have successfully finding a route for Facebook.com. I'm going to say they were able to use the system normally, however, it may take. Okay, I already read this. I don't know why I read it twice. Fuck me. Let's continue. On Twitter, Facebook Communications ex Andy Stone, executive Andy Stone, says, quote, we're aware that some of the people have trouble accessing our apps and products. We're working to get things back to normal as soon as possible. And we apologize for any inconvenience. Mike Sorfio, who stepped down from his role as the CTO next year, explains, we're experiencing networking issues. Excuse me. And teams are working as fast as possible to debug and restore as fast as possible. Inside Facebook, the outage broke nearly all of the internal system employees using to connect. Wow, I did not know that part. So we're also going to say several employees told The Verge that they restored to talking through the work provided Outlook email accounts, though employees can't receive any emails from external addresses. Employees are logged into the work such as Google Docs and Zoom before the outages can still use those, but any employee who needs to log with their work email was blocked. Wow. On Monday, we learned that Facebook engineers were sent to the company in the U.S. data centers and tried to fix the problem, according to 2 other familiar people with the Facebook thing. And this is the one right here, Mike Sofreen. Okay. The other one on the bottom is all political bullshit. So it says, peek at down detector. If you use your Twitter feed reveals problems that are widespread. While it's unclear exactly why platforms are unreachable for so many people, their DNS records show that last week's Slack outage, those outers before this. Wow. I guess that happens once every month. The problem was apparently in DNS, and it's Facebook, though. It's always DNS. But overall thoughts, views, and opinions. The way I see it, I'm not trying to sound like a doomer, a gloomer, or a fear. I don't even know if I'm able to say the word MONGER. NENGER. I think that's how you spell it. Mongerer. I don't even know if I say that and I end up getting freaking blacklisted by YouTube, so I don't want to say it. Or if you're like fear prawn. I'm not fear prawning or anything, or I'm not a prophet, I'm not a publicist, I'm not any hardcore religion or any of that shit. I'm not even a prophetic, like freaking evangelist or any of that sort of thing. I have zero, mega negative 0 billion, negative 0 connections with any evangelists or fake televangelists bullshit. Like, the end is near, it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world, everyone's gonna die, and everyone's gonna sense a fire and bristle. But yeah, overall thoughts, using opinions. It's just sad, man. This ain't the only time it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen everywhere. Probably next will be, I'm not predicting or prophesying or trying to be, the end is near, sort of scary and was thinking shit, but and some fucked up stuff. Next will probably be TikTok. Imagine when TikTok and freaking Discord and OnlyFans all shut down and Fansly. Oh god, there's going to be a lot more chaos and madness in the streets, in my personal opinion. Let's go on to the Resident Evil stuff, because I've been wanting to talk about this. I gotta be careful I show this one, because there's a lot of R34 Sentai hentai shit on here. So it says Resident Evil 4 VR censorship is eliminating all EX dialogue. This comes from Rifter. Hopefully it's not Grifter for some Capcom plus. So yeah, let's begin. So it says Capcom. Capcom itself, my friends. Wow. You have fallen so short. The rise and fall of Capcom, I'm telling you. Unless because Capcom has begun descending even further down the road of catering to wokeism bullshit crowd. That's what I should really say, not woke crowd. As a VR version, Resident Evil 4. As all four Chase's quote offensive dialogue towards women removed. Perhaps it's a predictable turn of events, considering the conclusion of Resident Evil Village. This also goes on to say, I'm not showing all the freaking videos on this because it's going to take forever. So according to certain individuals, the developer noted that the content-related EX, unfortunately, arguments, sarcastic expressions, EX conversations, and expressions may be indirectly linked or have been removed, and that these quote that these were not unavoidably removed as part of the translation reporting process done by AR Mature Studios, and request of Oculus VR, of course, with the approval of Capcom. It's freaking sad, man. Honestly, it is. It's extremely effing sad. So it says the game was developed by Armchair Studios, or Armature Studios. Make sure I'm not reading the same one again. I'm not, thank God. So it goes on to say, it says one developer from the original title, so it says, I'm probably going to butcher his Japanese name. Masachika? Masachika. Maybe it might be Sika as a chica, I don't know. Kabata. I think it's Kabata. Kayota. I don't know. Kawada. Any involvement with the VR versions owned by the censorship supposedly carry out the request of Facebook, the owner. Oculus Rift says. Unfortunately. Is it Mark Zuckerberg, that piece of shit? That garbage ass robot, wannabe shape shifting mother effer? Probably a Freemason and that, but let's move on. I'm not even getting into that. Changing between Leon and Honeynang in a radio transmission with censored as flirting is now apparently deemed inappropriate. Inappropriate? You kidding me? Just flirting and messing around with video game characters that aren't even real. You're the political correct woke by the masses. My God. The uncensored form of the original game. And the memorable scenes in the cabinet. Oh, I remember those scenes, bro. Because after Part 4, Part 5, Resident Evil, I stopped playing it after the 5th one, I think. Oh, this sucks, man. Leon was such a badass, bro. And that girl, Sherry, that was with her, Carrie, yeah, she was awesome as frick. I used to fly out to so much R34 porn back in the day. Back in the DeviantArt Newgrounds day. We're talking way, way OG shit. Well, let's move on. I think the younger Gen Z kids that are watching, Newgrounds was pretty big at the time. And DeviantArt. It's also going to say Lewis makes a remark about Ashley's ballistics, which of course heavily gutted, along with the original name of the achievement trophy. Yeah, I heard they took out the achievement trophy too. Secure Ashley, that's pretty much gone forever now, which sucks. Only name it their way SJW cancel culture bullshit feminism. God, this is why the game industry is starting to turn shit. Even a Japanese one. I never thought the Japanese game industry was going to fall. Sadly, it's getting closer to falling by 2022 next year or a year or two. It won't even be the same anymore. It'll be like bullshit San Francisco or some freaking garbage over there like Manhattan or New York City, all the rural, rich, popular. No offense to anyone in the LGBTQI plus community, but these non-binary dumbass idiots, these kindreds, these kinnies, and Gen Z, they're making your freaking group look way, way extra worse than it already was. Because even smaller involving corpses were removed. Particularly powerful baffling the text from the original game. A significant majority was the ending was removed. Certain and many confusing how Capcom players were originally in the original game when notes the post credit scene was even removed. Yeah, overall thoughts, you can sad. It's just more BS 1984 George Orwell. We got to fight it